Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Shalom, Om Swastiastu, Nam Budaya, Greetings of Virtue. Good afternoon, BPJS Kesehatan ambassadors all over Indonesia. Welcome to the top 8 match of Initiative National Debate Competition 2024. It's very good to see you all here again. This afternoon, we will witness an interesting match between the Mambris from Regional Deputy 12 as the affirmative house versus Team Yogyakata from Regional Deputy 6 as the negative house. Before we start, allow me to introduce myself. I am Laras Handoko from Regional Deputy 10. I will be your moderator for this afternoon with the help of my friend Mrs. Tasha as the co-moderator along with Corporate University. And then I would like to say hi to our honorable adjudicators. We have 3 adjudicators for this session. The first adjudicator is Mrs. Tati Haryati Denawati. Hello, Miss Dena. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. Thank you, Laras.
It's good to hear. The second adjudicator is Mr. Arif Budiman. Hello, sir. How are you, sir?
Hi, I'm good, Laras. How are you, everyone? Thank you.
I think everyone is nervous, sir. Okay, and the last but not least, the third adjudicator, Mr. Zaldi. Hello, Mr. Zaldi. How are you?
Hello, Kalaras. I'm good as well. I'm excited for the match.
That's good to hear, sir. And here we have 2 teams that have joined us for the top 8 match. But before the team introduction, I would like to say congratulations to both teams for making it to the top 8. Okay, in the affirmative house, we have the Mambris. Hello, the Mambris.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay, we have the speaker of the Mambris here. Can you introduce yourself?
Hola everyone. So my full name is Faris Anugraha. You can call me with Faris or Ihsan. So this question, what a really good weather here in Jayapura. So I hope we'll bring the best. Thank you.
Thank you. Then we have the second speaker. Please introduce yourself.
Hello, I am the second speaker from the Mambris. My name is Putri, but you can call me Kiki. We will do the best for today match. So uh, don't don't be nervous and say to give the best for us. Thank you.
Thank you. And then the third speaker, please introduce yourself as well and say something to everyone.
Thank you, Honorable Adjudicator and Moderator. My name is Muhammad Iksan Safavaresi, but you all can call me Iksan. It's a great honor to be a match with all of you. So let's make a great game. Thank you.
Thank you. Along with the team is also the Mambris counselor, Mr. Rizky Arli. Moving on to the opposition or the negative house, Team Yogyakata. Hello, guys.
Hello.
We have the first speaker of Yogyakata here. Can you introduce yourself?
Good afternoon, Honorable Adjudicator, esteemed opponent, and respected audience. My name is Trisna. I am from the first speaker from Negative House. Sorry, I wear mask because I got a flu, but when I speak, I will leave it on. Thank you.
Thank you. Then we have the second speaker. Please introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Bunga. I'm as the second speaker from Yogyakarta, and I hope we can do the best today. Thank you.
Thank you. And then the third speaker, please introduce yourself as well and say something to everyone.
Hello, good afternoon, honorable adjudicators, moderators, and our opponents, the members. The members are a little bit familiar because I compete in the last year competition, and there's also Mambris. So it is good to see you guys and face you here in the top 8. My name is Angga. I am the third speaker of Yogyakata. Thank you.
Thank you. So it's like a deja vu. Okay, and I want to say hello to all the audience in the Zoom meeting. To all the audience, the chat box is all yours. So you can bomb the chat box with all your supporting messages for both teams. Everyone is open to give your support and cheer to your favorite team. But remember, it's a safe space, so please keep it positive and be kind. Before we start, allow me to read some small rules for all participants. No participants are allowed to open their microphones before their own turn. Team members must rename themselves with the format that we gave. Each team members joins with their own Zoom account and not allowed to join in sharing account. And the operator may do necessary thing to make sure that the session runs smoothly. That's it for the rules. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, let's start the debate. So, the motion for today's session is: this House believes that a sin tax on sugar and sugary drinks and foods should be used to fund the National Health Insurance Program or JKN. Debaters, I hope everyone is prepared and use your time wisely. The operator, please set the timer. The first chance of speaking comes to the first speaker of affirmative side. You have 3 minutes. You can see it in your time in the corner. Your time begins once you start speaking.
Okay. Good afternoon, the honorable adjudicators, leaders, and all of Duta BPJS Kesehatan. On this occasion, we, the affirmative house, would like to propose that sin tax on sugar and sugary foods and beverage should be used to fund the National Health Program, National Health Insurance Program, or JKN. But first, allow me to define the motion first. According to the National Library of Medicine, sin or public health taxes are excise tax imposed on the consumption of potentially harmful goods for health. Based on Cambridge Dictionary, sugary means containing sugar. And the National Health Insurance itself is a system where the government provides health insurance coverage to all citizens that run by BPJS Kesehatan. Therefore, we believe that sin tax on sugar and sugary food and beverage refers to a tax imposed on products with high sugar content, such as sugary drinks, candies, and desserts, where the revenue that collected from this tax is allocated to the JKN program. Honorable adjudicators, consumption of sugary meals and drinks has been proven to be associated with the increased risk of variety of chronic diseases, including obesity, cardiovascular diseases, diabetes, and non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, as well as cognitive decline and even some cancers. Moreover, unfortunately, based on International Diabetes Federation, there are 19.5 million Indonesians which suffer diabetes in 2021, and it is predicted to roughly reach 28.6 million by 2045. One more interesting fact is that the majority, 73%, are not officially diagnosed by a doctor. This makes Indonesia rank first on the list. What a horrific fact, given the statistic that diabetes is the third among the causes of deaths worldwide. This data will be emphasized by the second speaker later. Ladies and gentlemen, not only it causes high death rates, but also it impacts the financial problems that the further explanation will be presented by the third speaker. I need to highlight.
I'm sorry, your voice is muted.
20.
It's still muted, sir.
There are more 30 million cases which use almost 20 trillion rupiah according to BPJS Kesehatan data. What a fantastic figure if we took closer examination that the cost per member per month has exceeded the premium per month per member with a proportion of 103%. This will cause BPJS Kesehatan to face a deficit, and it is predicted to collapse in 2026. Further funding scenario needed to be addressed here. With a various success story from Africa, Mexico, or even Philippines, the implementation of this tax will surely generate a decent amount of funding to JKN's program. Honorable adjudicators, ultimately, to put it in a nutshell, the rationale behind this motion is twofold. First, by taxing sugary products, and the second, by providing the fund that need by JKN program. Ultimately, we want to state it one against that sugar and sugary food and beverage should be used to fund the National Health Insurance Program. Thank you.
Next, the first speaker of negative side. Your time begins once you start speaking.
Good afternoon, honorable educator, esteemed opponent, and respected audience. I am Trisna as the first speaker from Negative House. Today, we stand firmly against the motion that sin tax on sugar and sugary drinks should be used to fund the JKN program. Our stance is built upon several critical reasons. First, BPJS Kesehatan must fix its internal financial problem instead of depending on sin tax revenue as temporary solution. We all know the JKN program faces serious financial issues, but using sin tax money to cover this gap is not the right approach. JKN is currently under the spotlight with numerous fraud cases being exposed. So BPJS Kesehatan needs to regain public trust by demonstrating its competency in operating the JKN program. Therefore, BPJS Kesehatan needs to focus on internal reform such as improving efficiency, reducing fraud, and better managing fund. By the end 2023, the sum of receivable or piutang that has been collected is almost 5.4 trillion rupiah. Data published by Antara in December 2023 revealed that BPJS Kesehatan discovered fraud in JKN program almost 866 billion rupiah, including cases of fragmentation, misdiagnosis, upcoding claim, and unnecessary treatment. BPJS Kesehatan will have enough fund if they can solve the collectability and fraud problem. Depending on sin tax revenue, will have little impact and only make BPJS Kesehatan more dependent and overly reliant on government aid. The tobacco sin tax has already been allocated to BPJS Kesehatan, and it has made a significant impact. This created a cycle where the organization relies on unstable tax income instead of becoming self-sustaining. BPJS Kesehatan can only achieve long-term financial health by addressing these core issues. So, Honorable Adjudicator, we as the negative host believe that sin tax revenue is necessary, but should not to be used to fund the JKN program. Instead, it should be directed toward health promotion program managed by Kementerian Kesehatan as part of their mandate online on Peraturan Menteri Kesehatan. Sin tax revenue can help people build a healthier lifestyle, but we can push it further by creating successful health promotion program. This proactive approach will significantly reduce the incidence of lifestyle-related diseases such as diabetes, thereby decreasing the burden of JKN program, and it helps it sustain. Our second speaker will elaborate more on how investing in health promotion will yield a far greater long-term benefit than merely providing a short-term solution in the JKN. In conclusion, the motion to use sin tax revenue to fund the JKN program is short-sighted and counterproductive. We must push BPJS Kesehatan to resolve its internal issues and allocate sin tax revenue and health promotion to build a healthier society and reducing long-term healthcare costs. Thank you.
Next, the second speaker of the affirmative house. Your time begins once you start speaking.
The honorable educators and all the participants, as the first speaker of affirmative house said before, let me provide the reason why syntax sugar, food, and beverage should be used to fund the National Health Insurance Program. Based on research done in 2019, the consumption level of sweet food and drinks were still very high, reaching 87.9% and 91.49% respectively. However, the recommended daily sugar intake according to the Ministry of Health is only 10%. High sugar consumption is one of the factors causing diabetes. According to the International Diabetes Federation, Indonesia ranked 5 among countries with the highest number of diabetes cases, with 19.5 million sufferers in 2021. In South Africa, nationwide survey found that estimate decrease of approximately 180,000 cumulative diabetes cases after 20% sugar tax increase was imposed for 20 years. Based on data from THBT, the implementation of a sugar tax can reduce the number of diabetes mellitus patients and potentially prevent 455,000 cumulative deaths due to diabetes over the next 10 years. Sugary sweetened beverage taxes in Indonesia found positive results in terms of reducing overweight, obesity, diabetes, and so on. One of the objectives of the sugary tax is to generate significant government revenue that can be reinvested in public health and well-being. The number of diabetes mellitus cases covered by National Health Insurance from 2020 to June 2024 is 33.26 million cases with cost amount 19.6 trillion rupiah. In PBI-JK segment, expense 24% from it. If we look into the current financial condition of JKN, based on BPJS Kesehatan data from 2023, the CPMPM has exceeded the PPMPM by 103%. It means the healthcare costs already exceed the premium. This will cause BPJS Kesehatan to run a deficit, and it is predicted to collapse in 2026. Therefore, efforts are needed. One of it is obtain funding allocation from taxes, especially those that are related to health. Based on data above, the consumption of sugar and sweet food by Indonesian is quite high, and this has impact on health. According data to UNICEF, despite the impact of sugary tax includes reducing prevalence of overweight and obesity, it also has socio-economic effect as the sugary tax leads to significant increase in government revenue, which is allocated to public health and social program. That's why we, Affirmative House, believe that thin tax on sugar and sugary food and beverages should be used to fund the National Health Insurance Program. Thank you.
Next, the second speaker of the negative house. Your time begins once you start speaking.
Good afternoon, honorable adjudicators, team members, and audiences. First, let me restate our argument. Syntax is a good revenue source, but not to fund JKN. Let's delve into why focusing syntax revenue on health promotion and prevention programs is far more beneficial than using it to fund the JKN program. BPJS Kesehatan Authority for Health Promotion is limited with less than 1.5%. I repeat, less than 1.5% of dana jaminan sosial allocated to this function. If the syntax is used for JKN, it will simply be spent on claims without significantly improving sustainability. In contrast, using this tax specifically for health promotion can create a healthier society and help JKN reduce its burden from chronic disease like diabetes, like second speaker of affirmative said about the high case of diabetes. Health promotion will be managed by the government through Kementerian Kesehatan as part of their mandate outlined in PMK number 5 2022 chapter 5, which includes formulating, setting, and implementing policies in public health, disease prevention, and control. This clear job distribution is essential to ensure BPJS Kesehatan can focus on the JKN program and address issues like collection and KMKB. A study by Ahmad Yani from UMY highlights that health promotion in Indonesia has not yet reached its full potential. Many people are still not health conscious, and the slogan "mencegah lebih baik dari mengobati" remains just a slogan without a strong foundation in society. Let's learn from Germany. As the country with one of the best national healthcare system, experts emphasize shifting from curative to preventive care. They suggest financing models like a prevention fund, which is financed by taxes, ensuring the supply of effective prevention services. This approach not only improves public health, but also reduce long-term healthcare costs and dependence on government aid. According to Eurostat, Germany spent 30 billion euro or 525 trillion rupiah on preventive healthcare in 2019, the highest on Europe. If we want to learn from the best, Indonesia needs to be serious and put more funds into health promotion programs. Preventive programs such as those also recommended by the CDC can reduce diabetes incidence by up to 58% in high-risk population. By maximizing syntax, government can make strategies that has been seen successful in Germany, like financial incentive for healthy behaviors, which already proven is highly effective. By investing in these preventive measures, we can build a healthier society and alleviate the financial pressures on BPJS Kesehatan. This proactive approach ensures long-term sustainability and reduces the need for expensive medical treatments, ultimately benefiting both the healthcare system and the population. So our honorable adjudicators, we believe that syntax should be used to fund health promotion and prevention program rather than to fund the JKN program. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, the third speaker of Affirmative House. Your time begins once you start speaking.
Good afternoon, Honorable Adjudicator. I want to emphasize some points that delivered by my first and second speaker before, and at the same time, I want to rebut some point from the negative house. The first speaker of the negative house says that we not should depending from the syntax, but the fact the major fuel of JKN is not from the syntax. It's just an additional or it's just a complementer. That's the first point. The second point that the first speaker says that it's not a long term, but in Mexico, if you use global scope, Mexico is a country with high level of obesity and diabetes. Mexico have imposed 11% on tax sugary product. As a result, there has been a 37% reduction in the sugary product purchases. And in the next 10 years, Mexico's tax on sugar will prevent over 200,000 cases of obesity and diabetes. And from the third point from the first speaker of the negative house test before, says the syntax have not a significant impact, but the fact that if use Indonesian scope based on CHISD, Center of Indonesia Strategic Development Initiative, publication in 2024, the implementation of a 20% tax on sugary drink could reduce the incidence of diabetes and prevent potential 400,000 cumulative deaths over the next 10 years. So it's for the long-term strategy. And it's clear from the same resources, CHISD, by reducing the diabetes and obesity cost burden, Indonesia could save over 24 trillion in direct costs. Honorable Adjudicator, in line with the data which have been presented before, that's why this, based on this economic modeling, by implemented the syntax will increase the price of sugary drinks and then directly impact reducing their consumption. That's the point. In line with all the data we have been present, that's why this house strongly believes that we must implement the syntax to reduce the purchases of sugar products, which directly impact reducing chronic disease caused by sugar consumption, and allocated the revenue to the National Health Insurance or JKN to enhance the healthcare service. Once again, I want to emphasize what my first and my second speaker said before, that implementing a tax sugar drink is not just financial strategy, but a profound commitment to public health and social equity. Thank you.
Okay, next, the third speaker of the negative house. Your time begins once you start speaking.
Thank you. Good afternoon, honorable adjudicators, esteemed opponents, and respected audience. Allow me to address the arguments put forward by the affirmative house before reinforcing our argument. The affirmative house argued that JKN program urgently needs more funds to cover its current expenses. But based on laporan penyelenggaraan program JKN, the financial status of JKN is still on the green. So the arguments of the affirmative house that is so urgent to get the funding is just a flawed assumption. Even the affirmative house said that it is predicted that we are going to deficit. Wouldn't that be a more reason for BPJS Kesehatan to step up the game and improve the efficiency, reduce fraud, and manage funds better, and not just immediately seeking for help? Government needs to push BPJS Kesehatan to show its competence to operate the JKN program and not overly reliant to the government. But let's say BPJS Kesehatan get the help it needs from the syntax. And even third speaker of the affirmative house said it is only complementary. What will it do? That will just be a temporary fix. Let's just not forget that syntax revenue tend to decrease throughout time because the lifestyle changes of the people. So when it is decreasing, BPJS Kesehatan will be back on the deficit mode in no time. Just like what happened with the tobacco tax, it fails to address the long-term sustainability of the program. Let me elaborate deeper. We are aware that the cause of the deficit is that our expenses is higher than the income. The only time when BPJS Kesehatan reached the financial stability is because of COVID, not because of tobacco syntax, not from increment of the premiums. It is because of the significant decrease in claims. So how can we replicate it? let's learn from Germany as one of the best countries on healthcare. Just like what our second speaker said, they focus on promotion. They use their tax revenue to fund health promotion program. The approach of directing sin tax revenue to the promotion program will help the country to promote and not only improve public health, but also reduce long-term healthcare costs. Based on the data provided by CDC, we can significantly reduce the incidence of like diabetes by up to 58%. And where will this lead to? This long-term cost saving for JKN program. Let's not just be short-sighted and focus on our future. We all hope that JKN program to sustain and be passed down to generation. So, honorable adjudicators, this house believes that sin tax on sugar, sugary drinks, and food should not be used to fund JKN, and instead used to promote and invested in health promotion program. This is not just a financial strategy, but a holistic approach to improve public health and securing the future of our national healthcare system. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Now we are entering the conclusion part. The first team that deliver their conclusion or replies goes to the negative house and then replied by the affirmative house. The negative house, you shall be ready. The operator, please set the timer. Okay, negative house, your time begins once you start speaking.
Ladies and gentlemen, honorable adjudicators, team members, and audiences, as we conclude this debate, let us revisit the core reason why we stand firmly against the motion that the sin tax on sugar and sugary beverage should be used to fund the JKN program. Our first speaker clearly demonstrated that BPJS Kesehatan must address its internal financial problems rather than relying on sin tax revenue as a temporary fix. The significant fraud cases and uncollected receivables amounting to trillions of rupiah highlight the urgent need for internal reforms. Solving these issues will provide a more sustainable solution for the JKN program's financial health. We emphasize the critical importance of directing sin tax revenue towards health promotion and prevention programs managed by Kementerian Kesehatan. By focusing on prevention, we can significantly reduce the incidence of chronic disease such as diabetes, which is turn decreased the long-term burden on the JKN program. Germany's success in preventive healthcare with an expenditure of 525 trillion rupiah in 2019 stands as a testament to the effectiveness of such an approach. The affirmative side's proposal to use sin tax revenue for financial relief is short-sighted, not a long-term solution. It fails to address the underlying issues within BPJS Kesehatan and risks creating a dependency on unstable income. Our approach ensures long-term sustainability and public health improvement by investing in preventive measures and addressing systemic inefficiencies within BPJS Kesehatan. In conclusion, using sin tax revenue to fund the JKN program is a temporary solution that does not address the root causes of BPJS Kesehatan financial problems. Instead, by investing in health promotion and prevention program, we can create a healthier society, reduce long-term healthcare costs, and ensure the sustainability of the JKN program at the same time. Let me state it again. This is not just a financial strategy, but a holistic approach to improving public health and securing the future of our national healthcare system. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, the affirmative house. Your time begins once you start speaking.
Thank you. Honorable adjudicators, at this occasion, I would like to deliver the conclusion of the affirmative house. But first, allow me to rebut some major insubstantial or intangible points that have been presented by the negative house, which is inaccurate. First, the internal reform that stated by the negative house said that the problem is in the internal of BPJS Kesehatan. Seriously, we already done the post-verification audit that everything we already did with so much effort that the audit itself already saved so many funding in BPJS itself. So what kind of international reform that you state? It is about the cases itself, not the reform that been stated by the negative speaker. And the second one, the revenue allocation to be used by Kemenkes. We have the actual data here that the success story from the Mexico, from the Philippines and the Africa,
that the syntax that used to the national health insurance been tackling the problem of the health issues such as diabetes in the country that been named before. And you said that Kemenkes should do some promotive and preventive approach. It already be done by BPOM about the food labeling and so on. It already done by Kemenkes, but it has no impact in Indonesia. Why? Because the problem is in the awareness of the people itself. If you compare it with the Germany, it's different one. It's not apple to apple. We deliver the factual data here. It's about Mexico and Philippines with the same socio-economic issue in Indonesia. So, honorable adjudicators, the consumption of sugary meals is no issue here. It's the main problem, and the revenue that we got from the tax itself should be used to fund BPJS Kesehatan that already facing the crisis now. Everyone here should already joining us now on believing that the syntax on sugar product should be implemented and should be used to fund the JKN program. Thank you.
Okay, that means the debate session is over. Thank you, everyone. Everyone did well to deliver your opinion and data. And most of you used your time very, very well. Now it's time to let our adjudicators have a breakout room session to discuss this debate, and we will come back in a few minutes. To the debaters, you may get a break, but remember to stand by until the session is officially done. Okay, welcome back, our adjudicators. It's been a tough decision for our adjudicators since the both teams delivered an amazing performance. But since this is a competition, we must decide which team deserves to go to the semi-final. We would like to invite Mr. Arif to deliver the comment or feedback. The time and media are yours, sir.
Okay, thank you, Lara. So I'm very happy this afternoon because this session is very representing a nice debate. Yeah. So both of the house, you guys give the show that really entertain us, and according to your opinion, your tone, your intonation about debate, rebuttal, that's already good, I guess. Some of the speaker may have less intonation, but most of you very good. And about my concern is about the topic comprehension, and both of the houses, it should be give the scope, give the limitation of what you will discuss. For example, this afternoon, the topic is about the syntax from the sweet beverage for JKN program, to fund JKN program. Actually, I hope that in affirmative side, you can provide us some data, how much you can generate from the syntax to fund the JKN program. Instead of you always say about the importance of the urgency of the syntax of the sweet beverage. I think that's my comment, and maybe later Budena will announce the winner. But I should say that the best speaker, according to my opinion, is the second speaker from the negative house. Congratulations. Thank you, Lara.
Thank you, Mr. Arif, and congratulations to the second speaker of negative house. Next, let's hear comment and feedback from Mr. Zaldi. So, Mr. Zaldi, time and media are yours.
Okay, Laras, thank you. What a debate for this late afternoon. Actually, we were witnessing finalists supposed to be finalists. Both of you are good because we are not talking about how to debate anymore. We are now watching the strategy that you brought to the table. For example, the strategy of maintaining your consistency against the motion or defending the motion. There are two main motion, right? The first one is that sugar taxes is necessary for, and the second one is the fund of come from the sugar taxes should be good to the JKN. So there are two main motions for the motion today. So the strategy of the negative house is maintaining the agree that sugar taxes is necessary, but not for JKN. You maintain those tone from the start to the beginning, while the affirmative house is keep the line that the sugar taxes it's important, but it's actually agreed by the negative side of the house. Although there are a rebuttal at the end by the closing statement of the affirmative side of the house is very good. I was appreciate a lot about how you rebuttal, but it's not enough because it should come from the second or third speaker. That's why my question mark is that remember each of the speaker has their own rule that to watch out what the previous speaker talk about. Whenever the previous speaker, it's already agreed that your motion, you have to find another way to disagree to them. So you have to watch the previous speaker that take they deliver their their opinion. And last but not least for me is remember that you need to control. I know that you are debating your opponents, right? You are standing against what they believe this status quo, but you are actually at the same time convincing the judge. So you have to look convincing, you have to sound convincing, as Budena always said. You actually debating your opponents, but at the same time you are convincing, you are looks convinced and sound convinced to the judges. So no need to get emotional, right? You know, you don't need to get the tone is too high that it sounds that you are shouting or screaming, something like that. So you need to maintain that because when you reach, any of you deserve to reach the final. I remember the Mambris previously always fight the best opponents. The Mambris, whenever you got beaten by the previous team, the Mambris, I remember the team is maybe go to the semifinal or finalist. So that's why you always get a tough opponent whenever you reach the knockout system. But overall, you guys are amazing. We are so glad that this is the third year of INDC, and you already deliver the world class of debate for this afternoon. Thank you, Ms. Las. Back to you.
Thank you, Mr. Zaldi. And the last adjudicator is Mrs. Dena, and to also announce our winner for today's session. So, Mrs. Dena, the time and media are yours.
Thank you, Laras. Hang on. Is my voice clear, Laras?
Yes, Ms.
Okay.
Dena.
Well, as Mas Jadi, Mas Zaldi, and Mas Arif already said, this is one of the best competition, the best debate of the INDC 2024. All of you, both of you, have improved so much in strategy and counter proposal, and I'm so proud of you. And all of you are actually deserve to go to the next round and deserve to be best speakers. However, this is a competition. It is unfortunately the Mambris versus Yogyakata today. So I wish you were in the grand final, the Mambris and Yogyakata. So because both of the team has done like marvelous jobs. And Affirmative House, thank you so much. It was a really good definitions and strategy. The Mambris second and third speakers has done their job very well. The rebuttal was like checklist. You have checked all the your opponent's weakest arguments, and then you give them counterattacks. And Yogyakarta, you have already you have better strategy. You know that most of us maybe we actually agree with the motions as pegawai BPJS. We do agree that more money, more syntax for JKN means more money, that probably we would have not really hard time in cost containment and fraud management, but you have done, this is the best strategy, that you focus not on find additional revenue, but improving the internal management of BPJS Kesehatan, and you all actually provide data for that. You have done your calculation, and I was surprised, but in a nice way, surprised and proud of you. So both of you actually, you sound convincing and you look convincing. You are real debaters. That's why Pak Arif, Mas Zaldi, and I actually have a hard time in deciding who should win this debate. But however, I have to announce the winners. From my personal point of view, my favorite speakers and the best speaker is first speaker of Affirmative House, because you were just great in proposing your proposals. And the winning team that goes to the next round, top 4, I'm really sorry, the Mambris, because Yogyakarta is going to the next round. But congratulations, and congratulations both of you, Mambris and Yogyakata. Yogyakata, please do your best and in the next round, and make sure that you're going to make us more excited and prouder than tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Dena, and congratulations to the winning team, Yogyakarta. You made it to the semi-final of INDC 2024. We also appreciate the other team, the Mambris, for the performance. Congratulations for making it this far. I hope today's debate gives you an amazing experience. You may not win today, but you have definitely won this competition in our hearts. Thank you everyone for joining today's match. Thank you for our honorable adjudicators, teams counselors, and supporters. See you in the next round. Bye.
See you. Thank you, everyone. All
See you
adjudicators.
again.
Thank you.
Congrats, Yogyakarta.
Thank you, the Mambris. Thank you
Come on,
all.
Bruce.
You
Thank
have to win this INDC.
Don't put pressure on us, please.
Mm.
But we
Bring
will.
our
Good point,
spirit.
good point.
Guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Congratulations, guys.
Thank you, sir.